So what we are saying is that you then have to have sacrifice, or you have to be sacrificial in building your community. You provide people with value. Now, what do we mean when we say you provide people with value? Value has to be real. What I mean by this is the mistake that, so let me give you this picture, everybody. Let me give you this picture. So you have a business, okay? You have a business, and your business, or let's take it this way. You have a house, beautiful house, and at your house there's a swimming pool, 2 swimming pools, 2 basketball courts, 3 tennis courts, lovely landscape, amazing house. But around your house there is a wall and a gate, tall wall. So the people that are walking in the street cannot see what is inside because you have a tall gate and a tall wall. So what you do is you stand by the gate and then you open it a little bit, and then you start to shout to everybody that, you know what, guys, there's amazing stuff in here. There's a tennis court, there's a swimming pool, amazing stuff here, and all these recreational facilities and all of these amazing things. If you would like to come in, you can pay me $10. Now, does that make sense? That makes 0 sense. Why? Because there your sale will be very difficult. Because what you are trying to do is to sell a promise. And selling a promise is difficult. You see that if I then start to talk to Lady Liberty, who's going to become my wife, instead of me telling her that, marry me, I'm trustworthy, marry me, I have money. No, relax on the marriage thing. Let me take you out. You see I have money. Let me come and pick you up. You see that, oh, I actually come on the time slot that I said I'll come. Allow me to demonstrate so that I don't have to sell a promise. So why should I stand at the gate and tell you about these amazing things that are behind the wall? Why don't I just open the gate and create a community? Come and play tennis. Come and play basketball. Swim with me. So what I'm doing is I'm providing value. But some of you, I know you have medical practices, you're doctors and the like. If I meet you in a bus and I say, oh, you know what, I've got a headache. I don't know what it is. I've had this headache for the past 3 weeks, and, you know, I've blurry vision. What do? You pass me your card. You should come to our consultation rooms. What on earth is that? What is that? Rather, that was an opportunity for you to say, oh, you know what? I'm actually a doctor. What you are describing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you need is a prescription. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the medicine that you need. Okay? And if you ever have a problem or the like, here's my card. Always feel free. So guess what? What did you do? You provided value. You do that for me. You do that for agreement. You do that here for, we have mercy. You do that for enough people, and you continue to do that. What you're doing is you are building a community. Remember, we're seeing how to get people to pay attention, not money. You build what? A community. And we said the first thing that you do is you provide value. A lot of you may be hairdressers. I will not touch even a strand of your hair before you pay me. And that's the reason why you don't have customers. You're an accountant. I just ask you, what does it mean, debit and credit? No. So $80 is the concept. Yeah, that's why you don't have $80. So now, everybody, what we are saying is that you build a community. And how do you do that? You provide value. Number two, please get this. This is very important because this is where a lot of people then miss it. Number 2 is there has to be true sacrifice. If I don't feel as the potential customer that you actually sacrificed, I will not value that thing. So don't try and find a shortcut to say that, yeah, I'll kind of provide. No. The person that you are providing the value to has to be able to see your sacrifice. So if you have a business where you have electricians in your business and the like, I have to actually see that you got in your car, you came to my house so as to check my wiring without any contract. If I do not perceive the sacrifice, then guess what? It won't work. If I don't perceive the sacrifice, then it won't work. Believe you me, that's why the Bible says that, and God gave his only begotten son. Because if God, within the institution of himself, had 1 billion sons, then guess what? It wouldn't have been valuable. That's why the emphasis is his only begotten son. The woman that was by the offering basket gave the little that she had. The emphasis is not on the amount, because you may then say, so if I give little in church, it's good. No, that's not the idea. It was the little that she had. Hope you're getting this. So it is of no value if I cannot perceive the sacrifice. So you'd see that the Bible says that Israel was warring with another nation. And Israel was advancing and winning and winning and winning and winning. And guess what? The king of the other nation then sacrificed his son, his firstborn son. And if you understand kingship, you would know that that was the succession plan. After that king, that son was supposed to become king. And the king of that pagan nation sacrifices his son. And in that moment, it's almost as if God changes sides from the chosen nation to that nation because of the level of sacrifice. So if there is no sacrifice that I can perceive, then it will not work. And there are people here that are saying, but mine is a product. So do I give a person a TV? I think there are people with that question, right? Do I just give a person a TV? Is that the value? Remember, everybody, for those that follow my business teachings, if you think your business is selling TVs, then you're already off. Then that's the reason why you're struggling with the value that I'm talking about. Because your business in the first place was not selling TVs, because the business is not the product. All right. Someone says, you got my attention on Facebook. That's why I'm here. That's it. So there has to be true sacrifice. If I'm going to court my wife, and if she doesn't perceive any level of sacrifice, then I'm not going to win. I'm definitely not going to win. So what we are saying is that you then have to have sacrifice, or you have to be sacrificial in building your community. Do you understand? Let me give you this example. Do you understand that it doesn't matter the size of your business? If you don't build a community, you will always struggle. When you look at a telecommunications company, we're talking about, for those that are in Zimbabwe, we're talking about your Econet. For those that are in the UK, we're talking about your EE. For those that are in South Africa, we're talking about your Vodacom, etc. Right? The reason why a SIM card is so cheap, maybe 50 cents, is because what they are doing is they are building a community. Because the moment you become a part of their community, guess what? You can only use that SIM card with their airtime and with their data. That's where the game is. Now, but the SIM card, so the SIM card is the sacrifice. You may say, how do you know that I can get on a call with a telecommunications representative for 15 minutes, wasting their time only to ultimately buy a SIM card that's 50 cents? And they're happy with it because they were not trying to get me to pay money. They were trying to get me to pay attention. And the moment that I become a part of their community, guess what? I can only service that SIM card with airtime and data from that same company. So what you don't understand is that they are building a community. So that's the reason why a SIM card is close to free.